Hi Virgo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-November 2024 love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call it a bridge and a gap spread. And the way it works is we look at the past, present, future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get to all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight. And that's just a bridge and a gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the deck's being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Alright, past energy on your side, we have fertility. So this is the equivalent of the Empress in traditional tarot. And for me to see this, I feel like this is saying that for a lot of you, you might have just seen a lot of potential for this connection to go to distance from the beginning. You know, there just might have been one of those things where you cross paths with this person and already you start to visualize, you know, building a family with this person, things along those lines there. That's what I'm seeing with that. For some of you might have met this person around Leo season. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Five of Pentacles. So this is Taurus energy here. So for some of you, this could just be saying that maybe when you originally crossed paths, they might have been going through a tough time. So when they cross paths with you, that might have really elevated their mood, right? They might have felt like things were a lot lighter. Because the Five of Pentacles energy a lot of times points to going through a bit of a rough stretch. And if we look at the artwork here, it looks a lot more lighter, a lot more celebratory, right? So that's what I'm seeing with that. Alright, present energy on your side, we have the Princess of Coins. So yeah, so for some of you, this could just be saying that now in the present, you might be starting to lose a little bit of faith that this could turn into a more stable commitment. So if we look at the trees in the background, for example, it does look like there's a ton of life on them, right? And then if we look at the facial expression, they don't look all that happy, right? And we see the back turn to the cards on the side. So yeah, it could just be one of those things. Might not necessarily mean that the connection is doomed, but it could just be one of those things. For example, maybe you were just off that initial high of meeting the person in the beginning and it felt new, and that was what was fueling this desire on your part in the past. And now, as reality starts to set in a little bit, right, you come off that high a little bit, you might start to have your doubts, but doesn't necessarily mean it would be an issue long term. Just more of a coming back down to earth type of energy, I think. Alright, present energy on their side, we have the Sun. So interestingly enough, it looks like they're actually feeling the connection grow somewhat, you know. And interesting to see the line symbolism here, just like we saw it in the past on your side. So for some of you, maybe this person has Leo placements, maybe you do, right? But either way, I feel like this is saying that they're actually seeing the possibilities in this connection grow while you're starting to lose faith. So it's interesting to see that comparison there. Alright, and future energy on your side, we have the Princess of Cups. So another page energy here. And yeah, I feel like this is saying that your feelings might still be there for this person, but again, we see the back turn to the cards on the side, right? And now going from the Pentacle to the Cup, I feel like the feelings is still there, but again, like I said, I feel like you're feeling like you're losing faith for this to be an actual committed partnership. And then also, I feel like you're not necessarily expressing your feelings. So to see these two birds there, which to me often represent communication, you'll probably still be communicating with this person, but I feel like you'll be keeping it more surface level. You won't really let them know what you're thinking, what you're feeling so much. Alright, and future energy on their side, we have the Five of Wands. So, I mean, if we look at the artwork here, we see the masculine figure with the flowers behind their back, right? And we see the multiple feminines there. So, what I often get when I see this deck in particular is this gives me the visual of someone who, for example, they might plan on giving those flowers to one of these people, right? But with it behind their back, they wouldn't necessarily know that. So, what I get from that is, to me, it says that at the root of it, they probably are looking to settle down in a committed partnership, but externally it might not be easy to pick up on that, right? Because their behaviors might show otherwise, right? So it might be more obvious, it might be more clear, that you'd see, oh, this person seems like they're just generally flirtatious, right? So that could be where you're starting to have your doubts, right? You're like, okay, yeah, maybe when I connected with them initially, it seemed like it was a very personalized thing, but maybe as time is going on, you're starting to see, well, maybe they're just like that with more people, right? And then in that case, maybe that's what the sun represents there. It could just be saying that maybe in general, they're just more charismatic types of people, or they might draw more attention, right? So you could have your doubts of, oh, maybe they don't want to settle into a partnership. But if that's the case, I feel like they do. But to be fair, the issue is I don't think they made that clear. So, if anyone gets that misconstrued, they definitely have a part in that as well. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have transformation. This is the equivalent of the death card in traditional tarot. So, which is Scorpio energy, by the way. So yeah, I feel like this is saying that for some of you, this could just be your expectations around the connection changing, right? Now, I do have to say, for some of you, this could even say that maybe this is just an on again, off again type of connection, right? So this could be just a cyclical thing where you might have those moments around those high highs, right? And then the low lows. So for those of you who've maybe been dealing with this person for a longer time, you might pick up on if that's the case or not, but that's what I see with that. All right. And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is actually a Virgo energy, interestingly enough. But with this, usually the Eight of Pentacles energy is energy of putting your head down and getting to work, right? But here it has a much more light, vibrant energy to it. And with the Pentacles across his shoulder there, I feel like this is saying that maybe they really do have just a work hard, play hard mentality, so whereas maybe you're viewing their behaviors as, oh, I don't know if I could take this person seriously, it might just genuinely be that no, they might actually have their very serious side, but they also try to bring light, playful energies to their interactions with people as well. All right, we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Love Oracle card deck here. Just looking for a single card here. All right, and what I'll do is I'll put the deck down and just give me a few seconds to tune in, and we'll just cut the deck, pull a card that way. All right, we'll take this one. Let me get this out of the way. And next we'll do the same thing with the Wisdom of the Oracle deck as well. So I'll give this a few shuffles, looking for a single card. If I get a jumper, I'll take it. Otherwise, we'll cut the deck the same way. All right, so I'll put this deck down now. And like I said, we'll do the same thing we did with the other deck. So we'll take this one and get this out of the way. And we'll take a look at that Messages of Love one first. All right, we have Second Chance. And see if we get that. There we go. It says this relationship deserves a second chance. So interesting, right? Because for some of you, I was saying, well, depending on how long your history may be, you might actually already have this awareness that this is an on again, off again type of connection. But even if you haven't known each other for long, right, I feel like this is saying if you are starting to lose faith, right, maybe that additional information that it does seem like ultimately they do want to settle down. But again, like we said, it really is on them that people don't seem to understand that about them. But it could just be saying that, if you are starting to lose faith, maybe you could try to be a little more open-minded toward the connection. And I feel like this is saying that if you do that, you might actually start to see those signs that, okay, yeah, they probably do want to settle down, but they're just not the best at making that clear. But we'll see what the Wisdom Oracle has to say. All right, we have Higher Power. There's the artwork, and the number is 4. Let's see what this has to say. All right, the relationship message says it's time to address how much effort you give to your relationship with your higher power, called God, Goddess, Spirit, or any other name that is sacred and holy. Recognize that your partnership with Spirit is your number one priority. The appearance of this card also indicates that there is a deep spiritual bond between you and another person who is essential to your growth and evolution. Tend to your spiritual connections and remain aware of your true nature. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there, right? And another thing that I get from that also could just be saying, if you are starting to lose your faith around the connection, I feel like this is saying that, trust in higher power in that too, right? So rather than completely close off, just try to at least be a little more open-minded and try to view the situation through a different lens to see, is it truly that this person, doesn't want to settle down, or is it maybe that they do, but they're just not the best at making that clear, right? And then feel out if you really do have that compatibility or not, or if it was just one of those things where you were drawn to them and their charisma, and now you realize, maybe this isn't the best fit for me. So, hope it never resonates with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.